Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Camp E2. Our group will present Shariah audit program of Hong Leong Islamic Bank on the product of Hong Leong Debit Card I based on Wakala and Ujra contract. So there are five parts, which are firstly, background of Hong Leong Islamic Bank, secondly, product description and contract use, the third part is Shariah audit program, then the comparison of the products to the relevant guidelines or policy document, and lastly is conclusion. My name is Siti Fatimah Azhar Abdul Shafi'i. My metric number is 1190900. I will start with the background of Hong Leong Islamic Bank. Hong Leong Islamic Bank was formally established in July 2005 as a fully owned subsidiary of Hong Leong Bank, serving as a Sharia-compliant corporate entity with a focus on Islamic banking operations after becoming a separate legal entity. In particular sectors like personal financial services, business and corporate banking, Islamic global markets and wealth management, Hong Leong Islamic Bank provides a full range of Sharia-compliant goods and services. Hong Leong Islamic Bank operates through five full-fledged Islamic branches, in addition to a shared network with Hong Leong Bank branches and self-service terminals nationwide and a full-service call center. In order to meet the demands of Malaysia's growing population, Hong Leong Islamic Bank has now expanded its reach and selection of banking services to include non-Muslim clients. To help Malaysia become the world leader in Islamic finance, Hong Leong Islamic Bank is dedicated to deliver sustainable business growth and collaborating with other Islamic finance providers in the sector in order to help Malaysia become the world leader in Islamic finance.
My name is Nur Harshila binti Abdul Hamid, matrix number 1190839. I will be presenting on the product provided by Hong Leong Islamic Bank, which is Hong Leong Debit Card I. Hong Leong Debit Card I is a payment instrument which allows customers to pay for goods and services from their deposit account at participating retail and services outlet via MasterCard or MAPS network. The debit card I also allow customer to withdraw cash at automated seller machines or ATM. The feature and benefits of Hong Leong Debit Card I is the first one is contactless functionality. Every day, the contactless cumulative limit is reset. For further security, complete a total of 800 ringgit contactless transaction. The second one is enable debit card I for overseas transaction, auto debit and internet purchases. As a security measure, all overseas transaction, auto debit and internet purchase, non-3D synchron transaction using Hong Leong Debit Card I have been stopped as of December 30, 2015. Before they can make the foregoing transaction, debit card holder must enable these services. The third one is transaction limit notification via HLB Connect app or SMS alert. Cardholder who want to adjust the transaction limit notification via HLB Connect app or SMS alert must write in to seek a modification in the predetermined amount or limit, or completely out of this transaction limit notification service via HLB Connect app or SMS alert. The underlying contract for this product is Wakalah Bil Ujrah. Wakalah Bil Ujrah refer to a contract where a party, as principal, mewakil authorise another party as his agent, which is wakil, to perform a particular task or matter that may be delegated with imposition of a fee. The modus operandi in this product is firstly, the customer inform the bank that they want a debit card and request the bank to provide the facility. Then, the bank require the customer to place a deposit of full amount subject to credit requirement of the price of the good to be purchased importing, which the bank accept as deposit into customer current account, where the amount deposited will be earmarked as security for the facility. Once negotiated, the bank utilized the customer deposit to retire the facility and subsequently release the document to the customer.
My name is Farisha Nabiha binti Abdul Razak. My metric number is 1190866. Now, I will present on Shariah audit program. Firstly, application of debit card I. First audit objective is to make sure all the features and benefits offered are implemented by the bank. The audit procedure is list and evaluate each benefit that the customer receive. Second audit objective is to ensure that the transactions are not used at any merchants that are in the business of providing non-Sharia compliant goods and services. And the audit procedure is check and review every transaction details determine whether they are based on permissible or non-permissible sources, and adhere to Shariah compliant practices. And third audit objective of application of debit card I is to make certain that the customer fulfills all the obligations stated on the Hong Leong debit card I. And the audit procedure is check and examine the document that has been completed by the bank to approve the customer's application. There are two risks which are minor and major risks. Minor risk is customers are not limited in how long they can use their debit card, and major risk is the debit card is lost or has been stolen.
My name is Aradaniza binti Muhammad Zamri. My matrix number 1190851. Next, I will talk about wakalah contract. Firstly, the first audit objective is to ensure the existence of an agent. So the procedure that must be done is by verifying the existence of agent in the wakalah contract, which is bank. Next is to determine whether the appointed agent is specified clearly. This can be achieved by examining the wakalah contract to ensure the roles and responsibility of the agent is clearly specified. So you must do the procedure by checking and verify the roles and responsibilities of the agent in the wakalah contract. And the last of the objective is to make sure that the wakalah contract is distinct from the sales and purchase contract. This audit procedure is to verify wakalah and the sales and purchase agreement. There are also minor risks and major risks. The minor risk is misunderstanding about the wakalah contract from the contracting parties, and the major risk is misconduct of an agent.
I will continue with the Ujrah contract of fee and charges in Shariah audit program. The first objective is to ensure customers are aware of the fee charge. Then the audit procedure is by determining if the cardholder and the bank have a document or other agreement about fees and charges. The second audit objective is to ensure the fee shall only be charged on services, benefits and privilege provided. The procedure of audit is by checking and verify the fee only be charged on services, benefits and privilege provided. The third audit objective of Ujrah contract in Shariah audit program is to ensure the fees are properly charged. Then, the audit procedure is by examining the calculation process, taking into account the accuracy of the payment condition. So there are two levels in Ujrah contract, which are minor risk and major risk. The minor risk is if customers do not understand about the Ujrah contract or fee and charges, while the major risk is wrong rate or calculation or date on Ujrah contract. Therefore, things like this need to be prevented to ensure the right fees charged to customers.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Aina Natasha binti Miazaimi. My matrix number 1190853. So next, I will continue the audit program for the contract between debit card holder and bank. The audit objective, there are two audit objectives. Firstly, to ensure that the terms of the agreement between the bank and the owner of the debit card are followed. Secondly, to guarantee accurate and proper contract timing. For the audit procedure, there are two also, which is firstly, check and examine each transaction that takes place between the bank and the owner after the owner accepts the product. Second, verify the precise time at which the contract between the bank and the cardholder is executed. For the level, there are two levels, which is minor risk and major risk. For the minor risk, such as missing debit card, for the major risks such as debit card holder has a lack of knowledge about the contract. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Next, for the customer policy and procedure, the audit objective is to confirm that all necessary documents have been submitted and to guarantee that customers are informed of changes in fees and charges by the bank. Audit procedure that have been taking place is verify the necessary document that the customer has submitted. Next, verify and examine the record that the customer have provided. And lastly, obtain the customer affirmation. There are two levels of risk in policies and procedure. Firstly is minor risk due to incomplete submission of document, while for the major risk is because previously had an unused debit card that has been blocked. Lastly, for the Shariah audit program is on customer account and detail. The audit objective is to ensure that bank forms and supporting documents are completed and available. The audit procedure is to verify that customer information and details such as account number, customer ID, address, contact information, and the current period date are recorded in the application. For For the risk level minor, in the customer information and personal data are incorrectly entered, and the major risk is identity fraud or fake identity in the customer and account details section.
Next, for the comparison between products PDS and the relevant guidelines or policy documents. Firstly, the testing objective is to determine whether the complete and legally binding documentation clearly states the terms and conditions and it is not in conflict with Shariah laws and principles and meets legal requirements. In BNM Guideline on Documentation of Wakalah, in paragraph 24.15, the Wakalah arrangement must include the following terms: the description of the subject matter, the responsibilities of contracting parties, the fees, the circumstances that triggered the dissolution of Wakalah, the compensation payable to contracting party, and appointment of the agent or agency. However, we found that in Hong Leong Debit Cards I product disclosure sheet, it has stated the description of the subject matter, the responsibilities of contracting parties, the fees, but not mentioning the compensation payable to contracting parties and the appointment of sub-agent or an unauthorized agency.
So next, I will continue on the comparison part. For the second comparison, we compare the fee and charges in the products PDS to the relevant guidelines or policy document, which is BNM Guidelines on Debit Card I. The testing objective is to determine whether the use of fee and charges in the product disclosure sheet complies with BNM guidelines. BNM guidelines on debit card I, revised debit card I 2016, stated the guiding principle on the fee and charges, which is in determining the type and quantum of fee and charges on debit card I, issuer shall ensure compliance with the guidelines on imposition of fee and charges on financial product and services. Upon the issuance of debit card I, issuer may impose a fee for the card. However, issuer shall not charge cardholder an annual fee during the same year the debit card I is issued. The fee and charges in the PDS of the Hong Leong Islamic Debit Card I are same as stated in the BNM Guidelines on Debit Card I, and they adhere to the items stated by BNM. So that's all from me. Thank you.
I will continue with the conclusion. Through a Shariah compliance audit, the non-compliant risks that Islamic financial institutions are exposed to can be mitigated. Shariah audit practice should not only address operational audit, but also audit scopes such as Shariah matters. A thorough step-by-step audit program is essential to serve as a guide for the external and internal Shariah auditors to guarantee that the operation of Islamic financial institutions is carried out in accordance with the Shariah principles. That's all from our group. Thank you.